You have been eating the wrong protein this whole time, and nobody warned you about it. Every fitness expert online keeps pushing chicken breast, salmon, and whey protein shakes daily. They call it clean, lean, and the most effective fuel for building your ideal body. But what if everything you believed about protein has been slightly incomplete this entire time? What if the single best protein for fat loss was hiding right at your grocery store? Not inside a fancy supplement, not an expensive steak, nothing exotic or difficult to find anywhere. It is sitting at your local grocery store right now for under $5 per pound. Once you understand exactly why it works, you will never overlook this protein ever again. We are breaking this down today using real peer-reviewed science that fully backs every single claim. By the end, you will know exactly what to eat and precisely how much daily. Let us start with the basics before we get into the most fascinating part of all. When most people think about fat loss, they immediately think about cutting their calories extremely low. They start slashing everything and end up losing hard-earned muscle right along with their unwanted fat. This is one of the most common and costly mistakes people make while trying to cut. Losing muscle during fat loss slows your metabolism and makes absolutely everything harder in the long run. Your metabolism drops significantly, your hunger intensifies, and your daily energy crashes to almost nothing fast. Protein is the one thing that actively protects your muscle while you remain in a deficit. Without adequate protein, your body breaks down muscle tissue for energy instead of targeting stored fat. This is why protein is not just important for building muscle during a bulk phase. It is absolutely everything when you are seriously trying to cut body fat without losing muscle. But here is what most people completely miss. Not all proteins are actually created equal. The fitness world has been obsessed with chicken breast for decades, and honestly, that makes sense. It is lean, high in protein, simple to cook, and fits neatly inside any diet. Salmon earns huge praise because of its impressive omega-3 fatty acid content for heart health. Whey protein dominates the supplement world because it digests fast and delivers clean muscle-building amino acids. But here is what nobody is actually talking about with these incredibly popular protein choices today. None of these sources give you the complete picture of what your body genuinely needs daily. They deliver a solid amino acid profile, but something critically important is always missing from them. That missing piece is collagen and the powerful bioactive peptides that come naturally packaged along with it. The one food that delivers everything your body needs combined together is something most people ignore. That food is ground beef, specifically the kind that still includes natural gristle inside it. Before you scroll away, stay with this, because the science here is genuinely and fascinatingly remarkable. This is not bro science or some trendy diet fad making rounds on social media today. There is serious peer-reviewed research behind every single claim being made throughout this entire script. Ground beef has been dramatically underrated for far too long, and it deserves its proper spotlight. When you understand the complete picture, you will clearly see why ground beef wins everything. Not just for building muscle, but for fat loss, recovery, joint health, and your skin. Let us talk about why ground beef specifically does what absolutely no other single food can. First, you get a complete protein source containing every single essential amino acid your body needs. Complete proteins are critical because your body simply cannot manufacture essential amino acids on its own. You must get them from food every single day, and ground beef delivers every last one. But beyond the full amino acid profile, ground beef also delivers zinc, iron, and vital B vitamins. Zinc alone is a mineral that most people are chronically deficient in without ever realizing it. Low zinc levels crush your testosterone, weaken your immune system, and tank your recovery between sessions. Red meat is one of the most bioavailable and richest sources of zinc available anywhere affordably. Iron from red meat is heme iron, which your body absorbs far more efficiently than plant iron. If you feel constantly fatigued, cold, or unable to focus, low iron might be your issue. Ground beef delivers heme iron in a form your gut was literally designed to absorb efficiently. Then there's taurine, an amino acid found abundantly in red meat that actively supports heart health. Taurine helps regulate fluid balance inside cells, supports the nervous system, and protects muscles from breakdown. You can get taurine from a regular steak too, but ground beef makes it far more accessible. Ground beef also naturally contains creatine, one of the most studied compounds across all of nutrition. Creatine is not just for serious bodybuilders chasing maximum gains inside a hardcore gym environment. It benefits everyday people in ways most of them never expect or even realize is possible. It supports energy production inside your cells, speeds up recovery, and sharpens your mental clarity too. Studies consistently show even small daily amounts of creatine make a genuinely noticeable and measurable difference. Your strength improves, your recovery speeds up, and your energy stays more consistent throughout the entire day. Getting creatine naturally from ground beef means you never need to rely on any separate supplement. But here is where things get genuinely fascinating and where ground beef separates itself from everything else. The secret weapon inside ground beef is something most people either throw away or completely ignore. It is the gristle, the connective tissue and cartilage that gets ground naturally into the meat. That gristle is loaded with collagen, and collagen changes absolutely everything when it comes to results. Most people think collagen is purely a beauty thing, something for morning coffee or aging joints. But the science on collagen goes far deeper than that and directly affects your fitness performance. A study published in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics proved something remarkable here. Researchers divided elderly subjects into two separate groups and ran a study for 15 days carefully. One group received collagen protein, while the other group received whey protein throughout the entire study. Researchers then measured something called nitrogen balance in both groups at the very end of it. Nitrogen balance tells you whether your body has sufficient protein available to build and repair your muscle tissue properly. A positive nitrogen balance means your body is actively building and protecting your muscle tissue properly. A negative nitrogen balance means your body might be breaking down your own muscle for energy. The collagen group showed a significantly better nitrogen balance compared to the whey protein group overall. That does not mean collagen beats whey for direct muscle building. That is not the claim. Whey protein still wins when it comes to direct muscle protein synthesis, and evidence is overwhelming. But nitrogen balance is about total protein availability and how efficiently your body manages all resources. Collagen was completing the amino acid pool in a way that whey protein alone simply could not. This is especially significant for people who train hard and have depleted collagen stores consistently over time. And the implications extend well beyond elderly subjects. They apply to anyone who trains hard regularly. If you train consistently, your connective tissue takes a serious beating every single time you exercise. Tendons, ligaments, and cartilage all need collagen to properly repair and come back stronger after sessions. If you are not getting enough collagen, your joints begin aching and your recovery suffers badly. Most people blame age or overtraining when the real hidden problem is simply a collagen deficiency. And here's something the fitness world has not fully caught up to discussing or addressing yet. Collagen does not just help your joints, it plays a direct role in muscle recovery too. A negative nitrogen balance means your body might be breaking down your own muscle for energy. The collagen group showed a significantly better nitrogen balance compared to the whey protein group overall. That does not mean collagen beats whey for direct muscle building. That is not the claim. Whey protein still wins when it comes to direct muscle protein synthesis, and evidence is overwhelming. But nitrogen balance is about total protein availability and how efficiently your body manages all resources. Collagen was completing the amino acid pool in a way that whey protein alone simply could not. This is especially significant for people who train hard and have depleted collagen stores consistently over time. And the implications extend well beyond elderly subjects. They apply to anyone who trains hard regularly. If you train consistently, your connective tissue takes a serious beating every single time you exercise. Tendons, ligaments, and cartilage all need collagen to properly repair and come back stronger after sessions. If you are not getting enough collagen, your joints begin aching and your recovery suffers badly. Most people blame age or overtraining when the real hidden problem is simply a collagen deficiency. And here is something the fitness world has not fully caught up to discussing or addressing yet. Collagen does not just help your joints, it plays a direct role in muscle recovery too. A study published in the journal Integrative Medicine looked specifically at this very important and overlooked connection. Subjects who consumed collagen protein showed significantly better recovery markers after workouts compared to those who did not. Collagen was not just supporting connective tissue, it was actively helping actual muscles recover much faster. This is a massive deal because recovery is truly what drives both fat loss and muscle building. If you recover faster, you train more consistently, burn more total calories, and see far better results. Most people focus entirely on the workout itself and completely forget that recovery is where results happen. You do not get stronger during the workout, you get stronger during the recovery period after. So anything that genuinely accelerates recovery is directly accelerating your fat loss and body transformation simultaneously. Collagen from ground beef gristle is one of the most natural and affordable ways to do that. Now, let us talk about bioactive peptides, because this is where the science becomes truly remarkable. A peptide is a small chain of amino acids, much smaller than a full protein molecule. When you digest collagen, it does not simply break into regular amino acids the way we assume. Collagen breaks into specific bioactive peptides that then act as biological signals throughout your entire body. These peptides do not just float around waiting to be used as basic energy like regular amino acids. They travel to specific sites in your body and activate very precise biological processes with remarkable accuracy. A study published in the journal Molecules found something genuinely extraordinary about collagen peptides and gene expression. When subjects consumed collagen peptides, they increased gene expression specifically linked to collagen type 1 formation. In plain language, eating collagen peptides literally signals your own genes to produce more collagen internally. You cannot achieve that by simply eating a large pool of random amino acids from any source. You specifically need actual collagen peptides for that important biological signal to activate properly inside you. This matters enormously for fat loss because as you lose body fat, your skin must adapt. Many people who lose weight rapidly end up with loose skin and damaged connective tissue throughout. Getting enough collagen peptides while losing fat helps your skin bounce back far more effectively over time. This is why people who consume collagen consistently tend to look visibly firmer and noticeably younger overall. Their skin stays more elastic, more hydrated, and holds up much better as body fat comes off. That is a genuine and measurable benefit that almost nobody mentions when discussing the best fat loss foods. A study in the journal Nutrients also found that collagen peptides acted as tissue-directed signaling molecules specifically. They directed the body to repair cartilage and soft tissue in a way random amino acids simply could not. This only happened when the actual collagen peptides were present, not with a general amino acid mix. This is significant for anyone who trains seriously because joint health determines how long you keep training. Injuries sideline fat loss journeys more than almost anything else, more than motivation, more than time. If your knees hurt or your shoulders ache, you stop training and body fat comes right back. Eating collagen-rich protein is essentially a daily insurance policy protecting your joints and your long-term results. Ground beef is the easiest, most affordable, and most satisfying way to get that protection consistently. Now let us bring leucine into this, because leucine is absolutely critical for preserving muscle during fat loss. Leucine is the key amino acid that switches on muscle protein synthesis at the molecular level. Think of leucine as the light switch that starts the entire muscle building and preservation process inside you. Without enough leucine, muscle protein synthesis simply does not get fully activated regardless of everything else eaten. This is exactly why collagen alone is not enough, even with all its incredible recovery and joint benefits. Collagen is naturally very low in leucine, meaning it cannot fully trigger muscle protein synthesis independently. Ground beef gives you leucine from the muscle meat and collagen peptides from the natural gristle inside. You get muscle protein synthesis activation from leucine plus full recovery signaling from collagen peptides simultaneously. That synergy simply cannot be replicated by eating plain chicken breast or drinking a whey protein shake. When you eat a high-quality, premium steak, you do get leucine and complete protein without question. But you miss the collagen peptides entirely because premium cuts have nearly all connective tissue carefully trimmed away. That trimmed connective tissue, the very stuff removed, is exactly what your body needs for results. It ends up in the grinder during ground beef processing, which is precisely where you want it. Ironically, cheap ground beef at your grocery store is nutritionally superior to an expensive premium steak cut. You get everything the steak provides, plus the collagen peptides the steak completely lacks on its own. And you pay a fraction of the price, making this the most practical and sustainable protein choice. Now, let us zoom out and talk about why protein matters so deeply for fat loss overall. Protein has the highest thermic effect of food compared to both carbohydrates and dietary fats combined. The thermic effect means your body literally burns calories just to digest and process the protein consumed. About 20 to 30% of protein calories are burned during the digestion process itself automatically. That means eating 200 calories of protein burns up to 60 calories just through digestion alone. No other macronutrient comes even close to this metabolic advantage, and it is enormous when cutting. Protein also keeps you significantly fuller for longer than carbohydrates or fats because of how it digests. When you are properly satiated, you naturally eat less without fighting through unbearable hunger every single day. This is why high-protein diets consistently produce the most successful and sustainable fat loss results long-term. Ground beef is one of the most satiating and genuinely satisfying protein sources you can eat regularly. The natural fat content in ground beef, especially the 80-20 variety, adds powerfully to that satiety. You eat a ground beef meal and feel genuinely satisfied for hours with no cravings or crashes. Compare that to plain chicken breast, which satisfies hunger temporarily but rarely kills cravings completely afterward. The combination of fat and protein in ground beef is one of nature's most powerful hunger suppressants. People who are constantly hungry on a diet are simply not eating enough combined fat and protein.